And hey there, this is Juvylinevelasco, and I make videos about call center and outsourcing. This is a continuation of my first episode where I talk about the 5 most common questions during your call center interview. We'll go through more, making sure that you're well prepared for your upcoming interview. Are you ready? Let's jump right in. Question number 1, why we should hire you? When an interviewer asks these questions, they're intended to know your strengths, and if you really understand what exactly the company is looking for, it's the best opportunity for you to talk about your strengths and their qualifications. So, don't say you should hire me because I really need this job or I'm a hard worker. Instead, you can say you should hire me because I have experience in dealing with different customers. I'm passionate when it comes to solving problems. I also understand that our company is looking for someone who has a great communication skills, and I'm certain that my skills fits for the company's needs. Sound good? Once again, this is an example of how you should respond to those questions. Customize it based on what you think is more relevant to you. Number 2, how do you handle stress at work? In this question, they're not so interested in the detail of how you handle stress. Instead, they just want to make sure that you're not one of those employees breaking their computers or screaming with their colleague when they get mad or when they get stressed. Why? Because let me tell you this, working in a BPO isn't a piece of cake. It's a demanding industry with high competition. So they want to know how you handle top position at work, related to your everyday experience of how you handle stress. You can say, I handle stress by talking to my friend and just simply voicing out what I feel. And later on, I feel better. Or I write journal to express my feeling. It sounds better, right? Number 3, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? This one's a tricky question because you might think that they're purely asking about your long-term goal, your personal goal, but it's not. They actually want to know if you're going to be a long-term team member and if you're worth investing. When asked where you see yourself in 5 years from now, make them feel that they're part of it. Don't talk about your future plans that don't include a company in the picture or a show sign that you're going to leave it soon. Don't say, in 5 years, I see myself working abroad permanently and getting a stable income, or passing an exam so I can work permanently with the government. Instead, you can say, in 5 years, I see myself going with a company, learning new skills, and probably being promoted because I contributed a lot to the company. Sounds better, right? Number 4, what's your salary expectations? When asked about salary, employers want to see if your expected salary fits within their budget. Because no matter how much they like you, and if they can't afford you, or if you're unhappy with the pay, the chances they could avoid you. Human Resources Department have a set budget for hiring, so they need to know if they can meet your needs. So here's the tip. Don't give a specific number for the first time they ask for it. Because if you ask for too much, they may not call you back because they're afraid you might reject their offer. Or if you ask them for too little, you can miss out on a better offer. Don't say, I expect X dollars because I think this is what I deserve. Instead, right now, I don't have a specific salary expectations. I want to see first how my role fits and how I can contribute to the company. But in the second time, and they're still asking for the actual number, it's time to give them what they're asking for. You can say, based on my research, the market range for this role is between X dollar to Y dollar, and I'm open to discussing this more. By not answering the question head on in the first time they ask for it, it simply shows that you're not aftering the money, but more about the opportunity. Does that make sense? Number 5, do you have any questions? This is the most certain question the interviewer might come up with at the end of the formal interview. It always appears the last for them to make sure that your concerns and clarifications are well addressed. When they ask, do you have any questions, it's a chance to move away from your script and build a real connection with your interviewer. Asking questions at the end of their interview shows that you're excited to work with them. And I'm seeing a lot of content creators saying that after the interview, the applicant should ask questions like, what's the company culture look like? Or What are the challenges the company is facing? And here's my thought on that. I felt like during the interview, it's not the right question to ask because the interviewer might give you shallow answers since you're still outside the company. Instead of saying what's the company cultures look like or what's the biggest challenges the company's facing, you can ask them, if I'm fit for the role, when should I expect to hear back from you regarding the next steps? It shows that you're willing to cooperate if they need more information and you're interested to work with them. All right, there you have it. Now let's summarize all these interview questions. Number one, why we should hire you. It requests for you to talk about your strengths and how you meet their qualifications. Number two, how do you handle stress at work? It's intended to find out more about your ability to handle problems. Number three, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? This is the best opportunity to show that you see your future with that company you're applying for. Number four, what's your salary expectations? It is the best time to show that you're not only after the salary, but about what you can contribute to the company. And number five, do you have any questions? By preparing questions, it shows that you're interested to work with them. All right, good luck for your interview. I hope you learned something. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. As always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you the next time.